Hey guys, so let's get into the weekly update. Okay guys, so let's get into the actual pie chart itself and take it from there. Of course, Other is taking the biggest slice. We obviously have quite a big variety of decks at locals currently. So Shadows number 1 at 11, representation has been decreasing a little bit. But I think that's mainly because of the variety of decks being played. Virtual World at 11%. That's fantastic. Love it. It wasn't me. So yeah. Altergeist. With Altergeist especially, the deck is definitely viable within the meta at the moment. Obviously, it's quite susceptible to back row removal, which might come into play in the next couple of weeks. Considering that pretty much every meta deck has some kind of back row interruption of some sort. So with the Shadows and even Dragon Link as well, they have back row that they finish their board off with. So having backdoor removal helps, and then obviously if that becomes mainstream, that will affect Altergeist. But at the moment, I think it's quite viable. Dino up there, Mech Knights. So Mech Knights, I think, took some representation in one of the US or one of the remote jewels recently. There's nothing wrong with the deck. It's always been viable. He's able to combo off on turn 2 quite easily and get a lot of advantage. I think its biggest problem was that Droll used to be either main or side decked, and that has stopped a little bit because it really does nothing to Dragon Link currently. So I think because people have been dropping Droll, Mech Knights is back, and we'll see how that goes. Unchained, obviously, Dragon Maids. Dragon Maids in particular is quite interesting because it's a bit more control based deck. Obviously, they can OTK and so on. But for example, like the version that Byron plays, I know is a bit quite more control based. So it's nice to actually see them taking some slots as well, and then Lich, etc. The rest is pretty much what we expected. The only thing that's out of place is obviously Dragon Link. Very small representation, but I think that's because there's actually not a lot of players playing Dragon Link in SA currently. If there were more and it was, I guess, more affordable, we would definitely be seeing a hell of a lot more players doing that. So hopefully maybe with the Drag Unity stuff, the representation will shoot up a bit. Just one last note, getting back to Shadow's fantastic result from Pranav this past weekend. He took 3 top slots in 3 separate tournaments, so absolutely amazing. Super proud of my teammates. He's killing it down there in Cape Town. Okay, and then getting into the tier list, so we have obviously Shadow and Dragon Link at the top. I'm keeping Dragon Link here just because our representation is not a reflection on the deck itself. I think it's still definitely a tier 1 in strength, but obviously we're not seeing a hell of a lot of placements of Dragon Link, but we probably will going forward. Dino up there, Virtual World back up. Nikki's doing some wonders with it in Bloemfontein, so that's up there. Altergeist, I mean, we're seeing good representation from Altergeist. We might see a few more as well, from what I'm expecting. So yeah, definitely tier 2. And then Lich is all the way down here. It's come to a lot of people's attention that Lich is actually not as strong as we initially thought. It has a lot of big, massive weaknesses that stop it from really taking wins on a regular basis. It can grind quite well, but when you compare it to the grind game of like Shadol, for example, it just loses hard. So yeah, I'm putting it way down on the tier 2. I know some people have put it like in their, like the US UK Jubers have put it down as like tier 1.5. I think it's low on tier 2 or mid-range on tier 2 pretty much, for us especially. Then we have Bird Up obviously taking results at the moment. The full body is quite difficult to get around, and if you haven't prepared in advance, it's very difficult to break that. So yeah, Prank Kids in my opinion should be higher in terms of strength, but we don't have a lot of Prank Kid players taking slots at the moment. So down here, tier 3, we have BA obviously. Adamancipator, there's a few Adamancipator decks running around, so that's there. Invoked, Dragoon, Zoo, and Striker. And then obviously in the rogue slots we have Drytron, Salad, and Guru. Drytron should be shooting up soon once the new support comes out. Okay, so that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Definitely like, subscribe, leave a comment. Give me any feedback that you have. Of course, sorry for the late reply. I had a bunch of stuff to do this week, but I'm actually going to be uploading multiple videos, hopefully immediately. If I haven't, they're coming up soon. And tomorrow I have something special lined up, so definitely look out for that as well. Okay, cool. See you guys.